I'm just over here screaming with grief and gratitude, feeling all sorts of shit. But I'm okay. Dang it. Six of Wands, the Star, High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles, the Fool, King of Pentacles. Finally. You know what's weird? Is, for me personally, getting dressed and wearing the correct clothing and the correct layering in the correct way helps. It's like a, I don't know if you want to call it an autistic comfort thing about the correct layers in a certain way that is both warm enough but not too warm, flexible enough, not too restrictive, but also like it is pretty tight fitting. I think partially just because there's so many layers, not too many, but it's just enough. I mean, I'm living in a fifth wheel. I keep windows open usually, like when I'm home. Like, not all the time, but I like to have airflow constantly in whatever dwelling I'm in. Similarly with natural lighting, I see it as just like kind of part of the decoration of, and like the nesting in the environment. Both lighting and, what was I talking about? Airflow. Makes me think of feng shui. Anyway, let's get into the function of being functional, which means I need to make myself a schedule or like a program, something to offer. What if I just like started doing, like making myself do like the zodiac rounds of tarot readings? Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, Judgment. Please explain. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Six of Wands, the Emperor, the Fool, Judgment, Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles. I'm always readjusting all this crap. Turning on lights. I feel like it's too many lights, but not enough lights. One, two, three, four, five lights. There are 5 lights. No, there are 4 lights. There are 4 lights. Not including the light of the displays, both the screen monitor and the projector, which is working as the second monitor. My other monitors, which I don't have a huge amount, but just a few basic ones that I still have. I think they only take VGA or DVI, like they're that era. But I've got 2 of them nicely tucked away in a bin in storage. I really have to minimize things because I'm living in a minimized vessel for the time being. And suddenly I'm hungry. And my stomach is waking up. Okay. Empress, 3 of Swords with the Fool, King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Is this me? Here's the artist. The Devil, 4 of Swords. at rest. Creatively alchemized, if you want to use that term. It's an okay term. What's my issue with it? Okay, acknowledged. Ha! Ha! Chariot, 4 of Wands. Hey, there's death, 6 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Page of Wands, the Lovers. Thank you. As the the King of Wands gets up from the 10 of Swords position. He stands up, like, makes me think of that, like that cool guy meme that's like a dog with like his hand in his pocket, and he's just got like a chill smile, he kind of looks like a male Pisces. Anyway, going from that and like, anyway, standing up. Thank you. Why do you look so calm? Why do you feel so calm? It's okay though. Oh, because you were trapped in a construct. It was like a mental cavern. A mental cavern with emotional echoes. Like a mental health. When you get stuck in something, it's like a mental cavern, but the echoes and the reverberations of that cavern have an emotional impact. Consequence. Like the mental cause and the thoughts that come with it, the experience and the reaction to those thoughts. There's an emotional connection that is interactive because it's part of the experience of all the senses working together. In the present moment, that's just kind of how we function as humans, as creatures, I should say. I'm sure biologists can tell you better about what's really going on, but I guess the point being, what was the point? The mental caverns have an emotional impact. And I guess describing it that way, to me, it helps visualize it, which visualizing it makes it easier to identify it. If you can identify it, then you can, like that thing, if you can name your demon, you can have control over it. So if you can identify a thing, if you can identify like an internal scenario of something that is happening that is feeling some kind of terrible, like how can you visualize it? Is it a cavern? Or is it something else? Just an example of what I'm dealing with myself. My freaking human. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. So where's it building to? Empress. Ace of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. Here's the 9 of Cups. That's much better. What was that? 10 of Pentacles? Here's the Emperor peeking through, but also the 4 of Wands. Not yet, but also, you know what? Time. It's all fourth dimensional unlooping. Time is omnipresent. Our experience is linear. So, change of perspective. If you're trying to align with a healthy timeline? Is it something that can be done with a breath? Like an intentional inhale, an intentional exhale, like landing, like laying down in the direction. Like the intentional inhale allows it to land in the direction of its intended, like fourth dimensional target. Visualize it like a timeline as like a tree. Like, here, let me show you. Let's get creative. Where are we? Here's the program. Start the program. And I'll turn it off, and then I'll change the view so you can actually see me start the program. Screen top. Here we go. Look at this. This is a visualized example of time. On the left side is before, the right side was after. This is a little calendar program I made. I had an idea of making this like mini map for time. I got like decades. Also, I made this program so I could type in my memory so I could remember stuff. Let's not get too personal. I don't want to overshare anything. Tea for today. But I wanted to show that timeline example because that's how I visualize time. It's like a tree kind of thing. Like if you can lay down in a certain direction by breath. Does that work? I might start practicing that. So far. Okay, right now I'm gonna breathe my way. Baby breaths, baby step, time breath to breakfast. First breakfast. No, second breakfast. First breakfast is coffee and sativa. Second breakfast is actual food. Maybe an English muffin with butter and cream cheese. Even liverwurst. Hot sauce. But it's gotta be a hot